And you see that blue wavy line? Okay, that is a river. And the river is flowing left to right on this paper. And the first thing it comes to here is a baffle, okay? So what is a baffle? What comes next after the baffle is we're running through this generator. And the water is going to be turning that rotor on the inside, and it's going to be spinning that thing around, and that's what's going to be generating our AC current. So we want to control the speed of this rotor while it's turning, because that's going to determine how much current we produce. We've also got this nice oil pump right here. This oil pump is going to be controlled by a VFD, which is not illustrated here because it doesn't need to be. That VFD, if you don't know what a VFD is, it's a variable frequency drive, is going to control the speed of this oil pump. So we can pump more oil into those bearings, or we can pump less oil into those bearings to try to remove the heat. Now, look here, we've got an alarm horn. Now, this alarm horn isn't really part of the power generation process. It's just a horn off on a wall somewhere, and whenever something goes wrong, we energize that horn to make a really loud, obnoxious noise and tell everybody that something went wrong with the generator and it's not producing power, or it's about to stop producing power, depending on, what we're doing with our alarms. The last thing that you can see on this little diagram is our power station over here, and we have an interlock with that power station. Telemetry, what kind of things are we measuring? We're looking at the current going out of this system. That's an analog. We're looking at the oil temperature, and we're looking at the generator RPM. These are analog values. We're looking at the oil gallons per minute. So how fast is that oil flowing through that system? These are all analog values we're going to have to be pulling into our system and scaling and monitoring. Then we've got our e-stop button. Obviously, any system that has moving parts and has stored energy is going to need some kind of e-stop. So we've got that here. We are controlling a few devices. We've got our baffles on a servo. So the higher signal we send to those baffles, the more they will close. Then we have our oil pump VFD, which was already explained. That's going to control the speed of that oil pump. We have our alarm horn, our power station interlock, and the last thing on here that you don't see illustrated is a generator brake.